Hi everyone, and today we're going to be doing our second attempt at the firewall. Attempt number 3. Attempt number 5. Five's a good number.
How about attempt 6? Attempt number 342.
Number 432.
Alright, so today we're going to be doing our second attempt at getting the firewall done. Of course, if you watched the last video, you saw that I had some issues. I have a lot of issues personally all the time, but now my panels have actually caught it, and so they're having issues now, and so that becomes kind of a big thing. So anyways, what I need to do is scuff the color coat that's on there now so I could do more thin coats of actual build primer and make sure that I have no chemical issues or anything like that. So I'm going to hop to it and we'll see how it goes. Alright, this came out way better, way smoother. I did 3 light coats. Seeing a little bit of roughness out here, but I test sanded it and it sanded right down, so I'm not too worried about that. And it's odd because I kept spraying that side because I thought it looked a little, non-coated, but it seems alright. And then these seem to be perfect. I don't have any issues on these at all. So this whole experience for me has actually been kind of cool in a sense that I finally am not writing down gun settings and stuff like that. I'm actually adjusting for the situation at hand between the fan, the amount of fluid that's going through, and the air pressure. Now, coming from my woodworking background, which is not big, but, and you saw it when I was doing the center console, I had a different type of gun, and all it has is a fluid setting. And the pressure is constant. It's one size fits all. And so going from that to something that has 3 adjustments and trying to figure it out, it's been a little bit, difficult. And that's why the first time I was spraying, I had a lot of issues. The second time I had Greg set everything up for me, and then I sprayed inside a professional paint booth. And now this time kind of going off those settings and then finally dialing in and not worried about blowing product out as I test stuff, and kind of got my bearings now of what's going on. Now, I'm not really understanding why that one edge is not fully painted, but I think we're good. And if I sand it off and it's not good enough, then I'll respray that one. I don't have an issue doing that. So today I'm going to actually try to sand this stuff down and get it as smooth as possible, and hopefully set up for early tomorrow morning to paint, color, and clear coat again. So let's see what happens. for people who don't have haze from forest fires, it's a pretty wicked looking sun. It's pretty much a gray mist all around. Like the whole sky is just gray. And then the sun kind of looks like Mars or something, or like it's on fire. It's pretty bizarre. All right, so we're going to be doing attempt number 2. You know, it's interesting because I could see certain things, but I can't feel it. I figure if I can't feel it, we should be good. So let's hope that is. This is as smooth as anything I could get it. I mean, it's pretty smooth. So we're going to try attempt number 2. It is 80 degrees in the garage. The temperature's really dropped this week, so that's good. I have like a window of 70 to 90 degrees that I need to shoot in. Last weekend, it was 80 degrees in the garage, but it was going to be 90 degrees within like an hour. So I had a very short window to bust all this stuff out. Today, though, I have until like 11 o'clock, so I'm not really under pressure. And I'm going to really try to adhere to the timing of how long you want this stuff to flash before you put another coat on and stuff like that. So since I have a little bit more time, I'm not pressed. And the other thing is they kind of say at 70 degrees, it needs to flash for 15 minutes before you put another coat. But they don't tell you what it is at 90 degrees. So you're just guessing. Okay, if it's 15 minutes, maybe is it 10? Is it 12? Is it 6? I have no idea. So, you just kind of make up numbers and it looks dry and I'm going to spray, but I'm in a nice window now, so I could actually use the actual numbers and go through. So everything came out pretty good. We're going to give it a shot. Safety, not only do I have that off, but I noticed when I was doing all my spraying for my furniture that if I just left that uncovered, the actual sensor that will turn off the unit will get clogged with chemical and actually stop working, and you'd have to order another one. So I'm actually just covering it up so no particles go floating into the sensor. And that's about it. So we're going to do attempt number 2, and hopefully this all works. Well, I'm not a happy camper. I don't know if you can see this, but it just looks like there's smudges everywhere. And so that's definitely from sanding. I could see lines, and I could still see pits. Lots of pits there. Not as many pits here. I don't know if you can see this on camera or not, but it's awful looking. It's way better than what it looked like last time, but it still sucks. In fact, it's really pitted there, but right there on the edge, it's not bad. And then right there, it's super pitted. So all I could say is I guess I suck at sanding. But what's crazy is I've already done literally like 50 parts on the car, and I didn't have any issues. And so why am I having issues now? I have no idea. But I'm stopping again. And at this point, am I going to keep going with layering, or do I have to extract everything and take it off? I don't know. But it's definitely not going well. So I'm gonna have to wait till Greg comes back in town. And you know, I don't think it's spraying at home or anything like that. I think it's just my sanding job. And can I be better at dialing in the gun? Yeah, but that's not the main issue. I've sprayed a ton of parts and I haven't had issues, so I'm not really sure what's up. I was going to do a sealer primer just as a one last spray, and then you spray the top coat on. And I bet that would have given me better results than what I have right now, but I think it still would have been a little bit jacked up. Probably 60% better, but I think it would still been not to my specifications. So this sucks because I gotta wait 4 days and then reprimer, resand. When I sanded this, it was super smooth. I used a dry coat so I could see what I was doing. Maybe I didn't use enough dry coat, I'm not sure. Again, first time using dry coat. First time sanding panels. But again, you know, I wanted to do this to get an idea of what it's going to be like to block sand the whole car, and right now it's not looking too good for me. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, you know, not only does this cause havoc of redoing work, but it also causes havoc with the channel of actually getting videos out, because here's 2 weeks I'm spending on frickin' paint drying, you know, and so that causes an issue there of content. You could really see it there. That's a really good shot. That bottom piece, you could just see all sorts of stuff. And that's not modeling from spraying. That's actually sand marks. And that's just brutal. So that's what everything looks like. If you couldn't see it in the other video, that's exactly what everything looks like. Now, this is what's driving me up the wall. I got this beautiful piece sprayed. Now, do I have a tolerance on this that's less than, you know, those? Absolutely. It's a little tiny part, but this looks freaking great. It's nice and glossy. The paint is even. There's no modeling. There's no scratch marks. There's no nothing. And so how come I've done a million parts like this and it's fine, and this I can't get straight? The only thing I could say is that build primer screwed me. That's the one thing that I really am not digging right now. So I don't know. We'll see what the master has to say. All right, so I was cleaning up and I wanted to let people know. You can see that right there. It's just dust, paint dust. So that's where the tarp line was. If I go back, you could kind of see a line going across there. That just blows off. You could also see, you know, on top of here some dust. And then it's gone. So you could better see it there. So, you know, people that are worried about, you know, getting paint all over the place and it sticks or whatever, it doesn't really stick. So, you know, putting tarps and all that, like, it's a little crazy. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. But if you're spraying a car, I get it, because you're painting a lot. I'm just doing a few panels. But for people that are kind of scared to paint panels in their garage or whatever, you know, the biggest thing you have to worry about is not blowing yourself up with your water pump turning on, water heater. So as long as that's not on, you should be good to go and not blow yourself up. And then for me, I actually have a back door in my garage. So there's a breeze that you could see because the plastic's moving. That just blows everything out anyway. So I don't really have to worry about fans and stuff. Again, I'm only doing a few parts. So, and this is a more controlled environment than doing it in my backyard. So I just, I see these little gust of winds that come around, and it's just a little bit more controlled in here. So I finally got to talk to Greg, and Greg's all like, so you really don't understand what you're doing yet when it comes to spraying, do you? I'm like, oh, thanks for pointing that out. So yeah, it's been brutal. But he's going to take a look at the panels and kind of give me how to get out of this situation and, get across the finish line. So hopefully by next week I'll have this figured out, because it's kind of really holding me up. I really don't want to move the car until the firewall's back in place and solid. And so the first thing is obviously I want to get color and clear on there, but I actually do want to buff out the clear and give it that total, super glass shine. Which, since these are flat panels and they'll be laying flat, might not necessarily have to do. But I think with the clear that I'm using, because it catalyzes so fast, that it's probably going to be orange peel anyways, and I'm going to want to buff it out. So I'll definitely put a few, extra coats so I have enough room to work with. But again, I suck at sanding, so we'll see how that goes too. But I appreciate you watching. Just kind of wanted to give everybody, I don't try to really cover up stuff when I'm doing stuff for you guys. I try to give you the actual trials and tribulations of what it takes to do this stuff, especially from, a point of view of someone that, has a clue in general. I'm a smart guy, in other areas of life, and this is my first time doing this. So for other people that, first time doing it, this is what you run into. So I kind of wanted to make sure that that was transparent and realistic in my videos, and I hope that helps people understand what it really takes to do stuff, instead of just sitting there going, I spent 50 hours on it, and look how I did this in 1 hour, and it looks perfect. And that's just not the reality, and that's not what I want to show. So have a great day, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe. It really helps the channel out.